Yeah, welcome to EU Update Series. This is the second episode of Great News from Jakarta, direct from Marketis TV. My name is Hermawan Kartajaya, the Honorary Consul General of Czech Republic, and my jurisdiction area is East Java and Central Java. But already around 18 years. Before that, I was the honorary consul for 6 provinces in plus Central Java, plus Bali, and Western Nusa Tenggara and Eastern Nusa Tenggara. And in the second episode, I have a special guest, His Excellency Jaroslav, Chlebo, Ambassador of Slovak Republic to Indonesia. Welcome.
Thank you for
Excellency. Yeah. So, I'm Czech Republic and you are Slovak. So many confusion in Indonesia about the two countries, and so many people still think that Czech is Czechoslovakia. Because I was already appointed as the honorary consul of Czech Republic since 18 years ago, so I know that Czech Republic is different from Slovak. And now under the EU leadership of Czech Republic for 6 months, that's why I'm helping with this EU update series. So, Excellency, please explain a little bit how Czechoslovakia becoming Czech and Slovak.
Well, that's maybe in one go difficult as well as easy to explain. On one side, one has to recollect 72 years of common statehood under the flag of Czechoslovakia, where we've been luckily and happily living together. But after the political changes which occurred in '89 in my previous Czechoslovak country, new forces, new political dynamism has occurred as well, and actually an issue of independence to be attained by respective constituting nations occurred again. So it has been finally achieved by those who've been seeking for a longer time. Myself, I was slightly in a difficult situation because I have been brought up as Czechoslovak patriot, though I have always been Slovak by my identity, personal identity. And that was, for example, unique, at least in our European context, that we've been accustomed to the double identity in one time to be Czechoslovak patriots. On the other side, we've been always considering ourselves as Slovaks or Czechs. So there has been no conflict, at least in our mind. Therefore, separation for us does not bring very new feature. And furthermore, since it was very peaceful, there has been even no slap into a face of any person, unlike in other cases. For example, next to us immediately, there was very violent disruption of the former Yugoslavia. So very good relations have been perceived and remained among us. Lots of people even say that the relation between Czechs and Slovaks as nations are even better than before. So that's quite interesting achievement, and we definitely are very happy that we've been part of that type of separation, which actually was not separation per se, because even economic as well as political cooperation is so intensive and so close that we do not feel any difference between our two countries.
Okay, thank you. So, I've been to Bratislava one time, many years ago, and people in Indonesia does not really know the city, and maybe more Indonesians know about Prague, Praha. They always call it Paris of the East of Europe. How about Bratislava?
Well, Bratislava is a very
Industrial city, right?
Yeah.
Industrial city. I know. I still remember.
It's a very ancient city in Bratislava because there has been a settlement in really very old type when the mankind actually has been establishing itself only. So there are always remnants of that found by archaeologists, and there is a confluence of two rivers. So due to that reason, it has been settled very early in the history. But coming back to the present, current shape of Bratislava has been attained during Austro-Hungarian Empire, because Vienna was the capital of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and Vienna nobility needed a holiday resort place. So Bratislava has been originally built up as a kind of the resort for the Vienna nobility. That habit actually has been transferred to ordinary people, and it was very usual to find up lots of Viennese coming to Bratislava to spend leisure time over there, to go for theater or any other similar events, or even for dining to come to Bratislava, because the distance is only 60 kilometers.
So many tourists, yeah? From other countries in Europe come to Bratislava. How many tourists coming in every year?
In every year, it comes into millions, of course. I do not know exact current figures because pandemic actually has somehow caused lowering down of the people's exchanges, but it has been roughly 4 to 5 million people to Slovakia.
Yeah.
So that was the figure I got in mind. Bratislava is, of course, the center. Lots of people, the majority of the foreigners are coming either through Bratislava or to Bratislava. Only therefore, since Bratislava is a little bit eccentrically located in territory of Slovakia, not lots of people know other beauties of Slovakia.
Yeah, so actually we can mention Bratislava as the holiday city of the Royal Vienna at that time.
Originally.
Yeah, but now is industrial city. Yeah?
Right.
So many industry, and industrial thing is the number one, the most important sector, right? In Slovak, not tourism, right?
No, not tourism. Of course, our economy is mostly based on industry, and within that segment, engineering industry. And within engineering industry, the most important sector is automotive.
Automotive, yeah. So many factories.
Couple of
factories. I was visiting Skoda factory in Czech, not so far from Prague. Is there also the same factory, automotive factory in?
No Skoda factory, but from the same group, from Volkswagen Group.
Volkswagen Group.
So Volkswagen is built actually in Bratislava, or next to Bratislava. There is a there is a huge, actually, company of Volkswagen, but there are a few others from Asia, for example, Kia is with us. Now it's a mixture of European, Asian, let's say, basis of Jaguar company from Britain, because it is owned by Indians actually. So therefore I'm saying about the mixture. And there are a few others as well. Peugeot, Citroën, that's European company. And the last entry is from the Nordic countries.
Oh, Nordic country.
Actually, so Volvo is coming to build up totally new factory for producing electric cars only.
So you are one of the important automotive
Yes.
production and supply to other countries in Western Europe.
Not only Western Europe, but
East
globally,
Europe also.
because
Globally also.
Globally, yes, of course, because the operation area of those multinational companies like Volkswagen or Peugeot, Citroën is a globe, not Europe only. Slovakia became the biggest car manufacturer in the world if you count per capita. We produce roughly 1 million plus minus cars every year.
Yeah, sure.
But due to the small population, so it goes in such a let's say outcome that we are biggest manufacturer in the
Now
world.
how many population?
5.5 million.
5.5 million population. So,
Out of Jakarta only.
so, but you have the advantage actually. You are the size like Singapore, right? About 5 million. And Singapore could be the most important hub of ASEAN. Maybe Slovak will be the hub of EU. So you will have more important role in EU from time to time.
I don't think so, that this is the prospect which we can expect from Slovakia and the place where we are located. But nevertheless, of course, we expect that the either economic progress or the development in general of my country will progress further, and the people will be enjoying the life over there or coming to see my country and enjoy friendship and cooperation with people living there.
So now we go a little bit to EU thing. So European Union. Now how many countries the member, and when did Slovak become member of the EU, Excellency?
Well, currently 27 countries forms European Union, or the family of the European Union member states. There are a few others on waiting list, I would say, who are in
including Ukraine.
Even Ukraine formally has been accepted. It has been declared candidacy status for the Ukraine, but that's quite a longer period time necessary to complete all formalities, because it's a very complicated and vast area of negotiation in various areas of activities. You need to fulfill specific preconditions which have been set by those who initiated the program of enlargement of the EU. So we'll see how it ends up. There are more, let's say, prospective countries, especially West Balkan countries, because integration of the countries from the Western Balkan region is considered very important and final episode of not very successful process of disintegration of the former Yugoslavia over there. So to prevent reoccurrence of any violence and problems like that, the integration is considered as a good tool to do so, to achieve so. And we do hope that with the prosperity which possibly will follow, it can be achieved quite quickly. And that's one of the major, I would say, feature of the European Union and the process of the integration, because it has originally started as an effort to prevent war conflict in Europe, especially between France and Germany, because there have been two fighting sides in both World War, which occurred in 20th century over there. But European project achieved not only that result, it means that there has been quite a peaceful living among the various countries, especially member states of the European Union, throughout the last 70, 80 years. But on the other side, it was also a very successful economic project. The prosperity which have been secured through the cooperation among the countries who are members of the European Union is definitely one of the great achievements and one of the attractive points for the others, because there is lots of other countries who are keen to join European Union, mostly having in mind prosperity of their population.
And what do you think that EU should do for Indonesia actually? I know now EU is not in a very good condition because of Russia, Ukraine, so many problems. But what do you think? How EU and especially with Indonesia must, from the Slovak point of view?
Well, I don't think so in general that EU is supposed to do anything for Indonesia. I'm of the opinion that Indonesia itself has to do something for itself, actually. That's a first reaction, but definitely European Union can facilitate through cooperation with Indonesia in various fields, not only economy but security and other fields as well. Another progress of the development, so far very successful development of Indonesia, I have to say. So by joining hands, by mutually cooperating in various fields, by providing investment, by providing know-how, creating, let's say, marketing opportunities for Indonesian business, whether in the Europe or elsewhere in the world, that can definitely suit to whatever goal can be achievable in that respect. So it's a mutual enterprise, I have to say. It is not that one party can push the other one in respective direction, but I suppose through friendly cooperation we can achieve common goals of prosperity, peace and cooperation.
Until December, Czech Republic will be the leader of EU, and Indonesia is the leader also for G20.
Yeah.
What do you think? Maybe we can maximize these two positions from your point of view to the benefit of two sides.
Well, EU as well as G20 are totally different formats of cooperation. So one has to keep that in mind while thinking what can be achieved through the presidency of respective country. Half a year period or even a year period is very short to achieve any significant outcome unless you follow, let's say, the program which has been set before and you adapted it because it suits your national goals as well. But I don't think so that there is any basic difference between whatever we would like to achieve either under the umbrella of the EU or under the G20. The agenda is very similar, and here in let's say Southeast Asia, that's the issues like digitalization, environment protection, and that kind of stuff, cooperation vis-a-vis risks related to the climate change, which is very acute already. So in those fields, actually cooperation definitely can be suitable and can be beneficial for both sides, not only for one party only.
Yeah. Now, this is my last question about EU and Slovak a little bit. You know, we have Bali in Indonesia. Bali is the most popular tourist destination in the world, maybe in Europe also, yeah, in Europe for sure. And with the pandemic, so many Europeans stay in Bali, they cannot go back to Europe. You have the estimate number how many Europeans live in Bali, and especially specifically how many Slovak live in Bali now? Any?
Yes, we have quite exact figure, I have to say, because even recently when my state secretary was visiting Indonesia, he insisted of meeting them on Bali, so we arranged his trip to Bali. Currently, our figures say about 60-70 people, Slovaks
live in Bali.
living in Bali. It can be questionable because not everybody actually is calling to the embassy and claiming I'm here, so take care of me. That's one point. And secondly, as it is very famous currently profession, so-called digital nomads. So
Digital nomad.
lots of such a people, even from Slovakia, settled in Bali, and they conduct their activities over there. So that community is growing, I have to say, and that's good sign.
Some of them married Balinese.
Of course.
I know
Of
some
course.
Czech also married Balinese, and they would like to live in Bali for forever, and they don't want to go back because no winter in Bali, right? No winter.
Yeah, that's true. I have a friend, well, he's the Slovak, who actually spent time here in Indonesia. He found his spouse here, so they married, and when the pandemic struck, actually they had to decide what to do. So they asked me whether we can assist them to repatriate them both, not only husband but also the spouse, to Slovakia. So we've been lucky enough to manage so. And then after a couple of months, when we came back to Slovakia and to meet them, so we've been taken aback with my spouse, and especially my spouse was taken aback by greeting us in the doorstep of their house that I am the guy addressing to me. I'm the guy who actually is behind the fact that his wife delivered a beautiful kid to the world. So luckily enough, even indirectly, I have to say, there was only indirect effect of our assistance to them, and we somehow created another bond between Indonesia and Slovakia.
Yeah, Excellency. So I read your CV now, and you are amazing. You have been ambassador for Slovak since 2002, yeah?
Yes.
Hellenic Republic. This is Greece, yeah? Hellenic. And then also Netherlands, so, and European posting, and now you are in Indonesia, and you told us that you are ending
Right.
you're ending your term, and hopefully you will get new posting again in ASEAN or Asia at least, so you will understand more about our culture here. At least Asia and ASEAN becoming more important from time to time, right? So
Not from time to time, permanently.
yeah, permanently, thank you. So I think with this China rising, I think we cannot underestimate Asia, because we have Japan already established, number 2, and China, number 3 now is Japan, number 2, and Korea also rising as
And Indonesia.
number 4, number 3. Indonesia is G20 and the only ASEAN country in G20. ASEAN. Indonesia. It's amazing because we have 270 million population.
Right.
So I'm lucky to be Indonesian, and I'm lucky also to be the Honorary Consul General of Czech Republic in Indonesia for more than 18 years, and I know Czech Republic and Slovak has a very close emotional connection. So I'm ready to help. So you know us already. So we have a studio like this, and we have facility here, and we are pioneer and number 1 marketing consulting here. Whatever you need us, just contact me, and I'm always ready to help with the promotion of Slovak in Indonesia, or making better relationship, or sharing some knowledge, because I've been co-authoring many books with the father of modern marketing in the world from US, Professor Philip Kotler, for many years.
Yeah.
So good luck, Ambassador Jaroslav Chlebo. So hopefully your posting in Indonesia has a wonderful memory about Indonesia. Oh yeah, one more thing. If I ask you, what is one word about Indonesia? Indonesia is what? One word.
One word about Indonesia? Well, it's a bit difficult because the country is so diverse to say or to express it in one word. Well, diversity maybe.
Diversity.
Diversity.
Yes.
That's
Yes, thank you. Diversity in unity in diversity. That is our slogan. It is so big. The country is so big. So many tribes. So many ex-tribe lah. We call it ex-tribe. No tribe. We are Indonesian. So thank you so much. So good luck for your new posting, and I hope you can introduce me with your successor next time.
Of course, I would be more than happy to do so.
Thank you so much.
And use your services.
Thank you so much.